Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4. Want to talk about it?
Yes, for sure.
What if we just don't talk about it? Just end the show right now and be like, you know what? We aren't talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier this week.
Nah. We have to talk about it because
the show's just so bad. No, this episode is incredible.
Yes, yeah.
So guys, if you have not seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, spoilers. Massive red button, brown, spoilers. Okay? We save it for the end of the show because if you have not seen it, then you can go watch it and then come back to hear our thoughts. This will also be clipped out, so anybody listening to the clip out just for our review, welcome to the show. I'm Trevor. This is Thomas, and we're talking about Falcon Winter Soldier, episode 4. This is the clip out of the main show. This is for Teen Stock Movie News, episode 5. So, Thomas, I like to quiz you guys. Do you remember what the title of this episode was?
I believe it was "The Whole World is Watching."
The whole world is watching. They did make a Trial of the Chicago 7 reference. That is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I just put together that was like a line from Trial of the Chicago 7. No, probably not intentional, but still cool.
Yeah.
So what an episode.
Yeah. Where to begin, really?
Where to begin, indeed. Yeah. Okay, let's just go through it beat by beat. I know we usually look at characters, but let's just go through it beat by beat. So we start out with Io. We start out right where we left off, essentially. But we did get a really cool flashback with Bucky in Wakanda when he finally broke free of his programming.
Yeah.
Though I was thinking, like, is the programming like language universal? Because like, if I had like programming in English, or like his programming was done in German, so like, wouldn't it not work in like Wakandan or English? I don't know. That's beside the point.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever get an answer to that question.
Yeah, I thought about it way too much. But it was a cool flashback. So Io gives Bucky 8 hours to use Zemo before the Wakandans take him for killing their king T'Chaka, which fair. So they find he uses his techniques to like they're all looking for like, hey, where's Mother Danya's funeral going to be? Zemo just goes to like the kids, which is like smart because you give kids candy and they'll do anything for you. So like,
it's why Zemo's one of my favorite characters. He's got a brain on him, and he goes about things in a very clever and interesting way.
I compare him to Loki. He's smart and you kind of like him, but then he does something despicable and you're like, I like you, but like you did something bad. Yes. I still kind of like you though.
Well, in this series, he hasn't really done anything majorly wrong.
Okay, Loki, Carly Morgenthau is my favorite character of the show.
Wow. Okay.
I think she's a brilliant character.
Okay.
Really well worked. And I don't really think she's the villain, because we'll get into that later. I don't think Zemo's the villain of the show either.
No. I think that Zemo might just be gone now, which would be sad.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know where his character will go really after this. I mean, you may have a scene where the Wakandan people catch up to him and get him, but I don't really know what more his character can do.
Irrelevant though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I still think that Sharon Carter's the power broker.
Yeah, we haven't really got anyone else who could be the power broker yet, so it is looking like
it is Wolverine as Patch.
Mm.
He wouldn't be Wolverine at the time, but like Logan disguised as Patch, because that's a comic book thing. In Mad Rapport, Logan dresses up in like a white tuxedo, and like has like an eye patch, and he is Patch.
Okay.
Like it's a real thing here. Here I'll share my screen. Obviously, the listeners won't be able to see this, but for you to see, here is Patch, and he's just like this Mad Report dealer.
Well, okay.
And
I don't think we'll get him, but I mean, this was the same problem we had with WandaVision, really.
Huh? Sorry.
This was the same sort of thing we did with WandaVision. We amped ourselves up to get someone, and then just didn't get anyone. But yeah, I don't think it'll be him. But I mean, who knows?
I don't know. They introduced Mad Report though. Like Mad Report is integral to the X-Men comics.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think that would be like, how amazing would that be as the post-credit scene?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I think they will probably try and save all the multiverse stuff to maybe the Doctor Strange one. I think what they're trying to do with this series is just tell a pretty grounded story without any.
So you think they're getting brought in through multiverse?
Pardon?
You think they're getting brought in through multiverse, X-Men?
Maybe, I don't know. It's difficult to see yet, but I don't think he will appear in this series. I think they are trying to keep this no big reveals or anything like that, just a simple, grounded story in the MCU. I think that's what they're trying to do with this series.
So here's my idea, because I think that with X-Men and Fantastic Four, they're just going to come in naturally, barring any multiverse. Like with that, sorry, barring isn't the correct word, with no multiverse type stuff. I think Falcon and Winter Soldier was originally supposed to be the first Disney Plus Marvel show.
Yep.
In August 2020.
Yes.
So, also, Matt Shackman, who is like the writer of WandaVision, and I can't remember the lady who's the showrunner. Jacques Schaefer. Jacques Schaefer is her name. So they had said that they weren't allowed by Marvel Studios to use some characters they wanted to, because it was being released in another order, than like with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
So I think, since this was originally supposed to be the first Disney Plus Marvel show, I think they would have wanted to make a big splash.
Maybe. Yeah. I think it would go against what this series is trying to do in a way.
But I think that's why you do it as a post-credit scene.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
I know it's unlikely that it will happen, but I could see them doing it in a perfect world, which we do not live in, unfortunately.
No.
But Zemo finds Morgenthau at the funeral for her adoptive mother. So Walker, Walker and Hoskins intercept them. But then, so Wilson says that he's going to go in for 10 minutes to speak with Morgenthau alone, and attempts to persuade her to end the violence. And I love that they called back to Sam used to work with like veterans, as we saw in Captain America: Winter Soldier. Yeah. It was a really nice callback, and we were able to really see his skills, and he's like really, really good at just working with people.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he could have actually done it if Walker gave him a chance, but he didn't. So right. we could have seen him actually stop what she was doing.
Yeah,
or at least
for sure. So another interesting thing with this is, like, as soon as he went in there and then Walker said, "You have 10 minutes," I knew it was going to be as soon as Sam was about to convince her, then Walker would come in. But they timed it very well to where they drew it out, like their conversation, a bit longer than you would think. Where you, right when you're like, it subconsciously convinces you, oh, maybe Walker isn't going to come in. Then that's when he comes. Like it was really well written and paced to where it actually made this scene, even though it was predictable, it took away some of the predictability of the scene to still make that moment work.
Yeah, definitely. And to think if Bucky could just have held him off a bit longer.
Right. Yeah. No, it was very well written and paced. It worked really, really well. So Walker obviously comes in, a fight ensues. Zemo destroys all but one of the serum before he's apprehended by Walker after shooting Carly Morgenthau a couple of times. And Walker takes the last vial. So Io and the Dora Milaje go after Zemo. Walker doesn't want to hand him over, and there's a big fight. Awesome fight where the Dora Milaje humiliate Walker and Zemo. Well, Zemo just escapes, but they humiliate Walker, which I feel like that.
Yeah.
Just the imageography isn't the word, but like the images of that fight scene are definitely very on purpose, and I think very important. And I think I don't know. I think it's kind of what we needed to see happen to John Walker.
Yeah, definitely. Because just the line, they weren't even super soldiers, really demonstrated where his character would go. And was sort of obviously his friend's death was the real turning point. But this was sort of this in itself was a turning point for him, the character.
Absolutely. And just in that one line that you mentioned, they weren't even super soldiers. You see that he's still trying to live up to. Like he's still trying to live up to the role of Captain America, and he's having a hard time with that, which is understandable. Like they do make him a relatable. They have developed his character well and made him relatable to where, again, spoilers at the end when he kills a guy as Captain America, you feel a pang of like you aren't just like, oh yeah, he's a bad guy. You're like, this isn't like right. Like that you aren't supposed to be like this, you know. And it helps you to relate to the character a bit more rather than just he's a bad guy who became Captain America. No, he was seemed like he was a good person who just fell under a lot of pressure and stress, which led him, and he didn't deal with it the right way. So Carly Morgenthau threatens Sarah and her nephews, forcing Sam to meet with her so that way she can attempt to persuade him to join her. And Sam says, yeah, no, I agree with you. I just don't agree with how you're doing things. Which, again, is another very timely line, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
But Walker and Hoskins engage other members of the Flag Smashers, leading to a fight where Carly Morgenthau accidentally kills Hoskins. And this is where the super soldiers things come in. You know?
Yes.
He had been talking about, you know, should we take the super soldier serum? If they would have, Hoskins wouldn't be dead.
Yeah.
And that makes Walker livid. So he runs out, and I mean he's enraged at his friend's death, and I mean, fair. You saw your friend killed.
Yeah. Again, it links back to the point is, I agree with what you're doing, but not the way you're doing it. I agree. Right. You should have chased after him and captured him and taken him prisoner, not kill him though. Which, yeah.
Right. You can even just like being upset. You're allowed to be upset over your friend's death. But yeah, no, and that you're right. That line works in another context. But he takes the serum, and he starts chasing after him. And then Walker uses his shield to kill Nico, one of Carly's best friends, and one of the flag smashers, in front of horrified spectators who are filming the actions on their phones.
Yeah.
And the final image of of Captain America standing over a dead body with a bloody shield.
Wow, that was an amazing image.
What
just
a
quickly
shot.
before that, I loved the way it wasn't just one stab with the shield, it was repeatedly. It was repeated over and over again. I just really appreciated those little details like that. And yeah, as you say, the final image was very powerful, very powerful.
And the sound design throughout it as well. Was very, very good. Before we get into how much we love this ending, a couple negatives. The script felt a bit janky at points, and I didn't like how a couple of the shots early on felt very much like a network TV show.
Okay.
And less like a film, which they're going for the film flavor. So there were a couple shots that kind of took me out of it because it felt like a lot lower budget network TV show. Just to me personally.
One problem I had with it was a shot, as you say, when they were fighting the Dora Milaje or whatever, and they showed Zemo going into the bathroom. I don't think you needed that. I think you could have just had the fight and then realize afterwards, oh, Zemo's gone. It would have come across as more of a surprise, I guess, more unexpected, which I think would work better than showing him enter the room.
Even just like showing the sewer open, you didn't need that. Could have just been Zemo's gone.
Exactly.
But again, these are nitpicky things. Overall, it was a phenomenal episode. But yeah, so like this final image, how it contrasts with Steve Rogers is so well done. And like with Battlestar Hoskins' death, like I don't really think anybody had a problem with Hoskins. Like obviously Walker was showing some signs of not being a great guy, but like Hoskins seemed like a good dude.
Yeah. Making it even sadder, I guess.
Yeah. And also Carly, like we see development in her, like she doesn't want to kill people. Like she is doing what she believes is right. And but that she doesn't want to kill people who don't deserve to die. And she was obviously horrified and upset with herself. But it was great acting by the guy who played Nico. Just at the end, I love the line like I didn't do it, wasn't, you know?
His desperation.
Right. It's very well done, but yeah, and like Wyatt Russell has been killing it as John Walker.
He has been very good in the series. I think he possibly the standout so far.
Oh yeah,
him and Morgan, whatever her name is. I think they've been the best actors in this series so far.
Oh geez, what's her? I always blank on her name. Erin Kellyman.
Yeah.
Of Solo. Yeah, no, they've both been great, and they're both characters who have kind of blurred the line between good and bad, hero and villain.
Yeah.
But no, Wyatt Russell just has been crushing it. He puts across that, like, you know, he puts across fake Captain America so well. Like you know, like if you were to go to like a theme park and like, you know, like there was like a Captain America, that's what it feels like this would be. Like a guy pretending to be Captain America. And he captures that perfectly.
Yeah. He has definitely been a standout in the series so far.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes. We only have 2 episodes left.
Yeah, which is very weird. This WandaVision, it was 9 episodes and it really felt longer. This one has just flown by. I can't believe we've already had 4 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, it's been Like, I mean, we've been doing this podcast longer than Falcon Winter Soldier has been on.
Yes, we have.
So, yeah, like it's flown by, and like, but it does feel like a film just broken up into multiple parts. It really, really
Yeah,
does.
definitely. And one thing I really did like, I don't know where this show is going yet.
Yeah.
Which feels weird considering we're at the 4th episode, but I don't know where the next episode will even start off, because I mean, will Bucky and Sam try and do something to stop Walker? Or will they let it go? Because he's doing it technically in the line of duty, technically with the government. I don't know where the show is going, and that's what I've really enjoyed about it so far.
Right, and we've just completed the second act, essentially. Like, this is the final turning point, getting into the final act.
Mm.
And yeah, you're right. You really don't know where this is going. It really is hard to tell. But overall rating for Falcon Winter Soldier episode 4.
I would probably give it a 8.75.
8.75. Yeah, no, this is 9.5 out of 10 for me. Best episode of the series.
Yeah, it's definitely the best episode of the series so far. I am a bit worried that next episode will be a slight regression, just because this episode was so filled with action and plot that they might take a step back for the next episode and then wrap it all up in the finale. Hopefully it will continue this momentum, but I'm a little worried that episode 5 will not be as good as episode 4, but who knows? I'm hopefully wrong about that.
Yeah, that is a fair concern. And yes, hopefully they do keep up the momentum, but we've been getting long episodes too. We've been getting like 50-minute episodes.
Yeah, which is definitely good to see.
Right, because a couple of the WandaVision, I mean, we had 30-minute episodes to start, and we kind of got up to 40 minutes, but like, yeah, it's been nice getting like close to like an hour of episodes per episode. But yeah, no, this is an incredible episode. But that is it for a Falcon Winter Soldier review.